Hello again. We have a mic in the hand. It was very, very, very bad. Very bad. Yesterday we recorded without a mic, and frankly, it was not fun. But we are back here today with a Pub in the Life. And today we are going to talk about a topic that I know might sound boring, but it is the essence of the business. So there are a couple of happenings that have led Mom to talk about this today. And oh yes, we are just prepping right here to go out, which is legal equals business. I would want to make a shout out to Riadi Piacentini, who's actually Mom's digital friend, very passionate about wine, IP lawyer mainly, company lawyer that does trademark protection. And so he does something that it's on the lines of a necessity for business. Someone could say a commodity, but it's not a commodity when you have somebody that's taking care of before the problem arises. Now, this is not an endorsement specifically to Riadi. He didn't pay me, but his work on the divulgation, education, and training of people in general, of the general public, on the topic is, I would say, quite outstanding. So today, in this pretty warm afternoon day, because we're recording this afternoon before, so you're listening to Wednesday morning, so good morning, but we're recording on the afternoon, we're going to talk about how legal equals business. So first off, we've seen lots of, we already talked about this on this podcast, I know, but we like to repeat things. We've seen Chinese DeepSeek AI being basically on the verge of making ChatGPT and other AI tools collapse because it's the new thing, it's the new craze of people. And so everybody loves to talk about it. Everybody is, wanting to experiment it. They simply don't care that the thing is Chinese, but nevertheless, this is not a topic for us right now. But legal equals business. And so why are we thinking about this with DeepSeek? Because the same thing that makes people don't care about the fact that they're giving out pieces of data to whom is the same thing that doesn't make us think, you humans, I don't understand why, that you are giving the same pieces of data to ChatGPT, and probably even worse. And so there were many anti-vaxxers that were very afraid. I was talking with a person right now today that they were very afraid that the vaccine would inject 5G into them. They're using DeepSeek like this, no? So it's pretty weird. But anyways, legal equals business, because at some point, as we say in Italian, the knots arrive to the comb, which basically means that you're gonna find out, fuck around and find out, no? So you're gonna find out that, this is, by the way, no political affiliation, but you're gonna find out that this is gonna be a problem. And at that point in time, legal equals business, because there's gonna be the legal framework that tells you, hey, you might have done something wrong. And it might go on terms of the model itself, but it might go back to you as a company, for example, because you haven't respected, for example, in Europe, the GDPR regulation. And so please, if you have a company, don't use ChatGPT or DeepSeek. But again, it's up to you. Just remember, legal equals business. We have another reason why we need to speak about how legal equals business. Because today, had a pretty interesting conversation that sparked internally with a client that was asking for something that was actually not in the contract. And I got part of my team calling me saying, hey, what should we do? What do we need to do? We need to have your guidance, whatnot. And I told them, okay, calm down. Let's talk to the lawyer. Let's see internally what exactly is there, what's their angle and why they're asking for it, no? And soon after, we receive an email that states some of the things stated in the call, but probably just like 15 or 20% of those. So just like that, the person, on the other hand, thought about how legal equals business, and they knew that there is a contract, and the contract regulates the relationship. And everything that's not in the contract, if everything goes well, it's fine. But if not everything goes bad, then if there's not a contract, there's the law that needs to prove it. And so, of course, asking for things that are not in the contract, and the supplier is not forced to give them. No, it's just if there is a transaction and a deal. No, we talked about deals a couple of days ago. So the thing is that in this case, legal equals business. And why do you think this person wrote the email and not let the communication be exactly the same as their voice communication? Well, in fact, because they probably realized that their communication was not misled, but it should be done better. And they tried to fix it, because what's written stays there. No, this is also a Latin saying, but it's actually quite true. It's legal. I mean, the first thing that a lawyer asks you whenever you have claims or want to see what's your angle to tackle things, they're going to tell you, do you have anything written, possibly via email? It's all there is, really. And so we already talked about in this podcast how the legal framework is the single and only one necessity that you need to know before anything else. Because, I mean, if you're trying to build something that's unlawful, I mean, at least you should know. But if you're like many of us and you want to stay in the realm of the possible of the law, well, you probably shall know the framework best than anyone else, at least in your industry. And so I know it's boring. I know we dogs are not required to do so, but I'm telling you because I know from mom and I know from many other experiences. So does legal equal business? Yes. And it might be the most boring part of business, but when things go bad, especially, or when nothing happens. But when things go good and law says you're on the right side, and it's not morale, it's not ethics, it's just the right side of the law because a judge says so or transaction says so, I mean, I think you're gonna like the law quite a lot. So yes, legal does equal business, and you're gonna be better off avoiding the avoidance of it. Now, this is all for today. I'm gonna have an interesting call today, so probably tomorrow I'm gonna share a bit about it. And of course, as always, sending you lots of kisses, hugs, and a bit of barks.